Hang on. I hadn't done this in a while. See if I can see myself. Might work. Alright. Long time no see. Figured I'd do a little playoff run preview, whatever you want to call it. Sat down for a minute a while ago and looked at the divisional standings and did a little quick rundown, and it's pretty cut and dry actually. We've got quite a few teams in the running for division championship still and playoff spots. A couple of teams I feel like have clinched playoff spots, that being X-Men and Bad Mofos. I'm pretty certain they have clinched. It's hard to not make it winning 11 games. Even if they lost out, win 11 and 7, they'd still make the playoffs. As far as teams that have been eliminated, we've only got 5. Be Smoking Okies and Fuego, Gamblers and Wizard, and Anthrax, the team that beat me last week. Throughout the divisions, the North Division, you got Teabaggers, who's on a terrible skid right now. Hang on, my camera's crooked. How's that? Do I look prettier? North Division, Teabaggers on a horrible skid right now. Sliding, desperately clinging to the lead in that division with Show Me Your TDs. Quickly gaining. They're 2 games behind with 3 games to go. Teabaggers did win the first go around, so if it comes down to a tie for the division, Teabaggers would take it. In the South Division, X-Men's 11-4, 49ers 9-6, House of Pain 8-4. Gamblers have been eliminated. House of Pain's 8-7. That's 3 games back. House of Pain swept the division the first go around, but it's pretty obvious that that was probably a fluke. I think my better games are behind me. But we'll see. Been throwing stuff at the wall here lately, and hopefully something will stick here in the last 3 weeks. But if X-Men lost out, House of Pain won out, House of Pain would win the division. If 49ers win out, then they would win the division as long as X-Men lost too. I don't know about who won that head-to-head first. I'm thinking I remember X-Men winning their first head-to-head, so that there might be a little bit touchier. 49ers would have to sweep out and have X-Men lose another game minimum to win the division. In the East, Wizard and Anthrax have been eliminated. I would like to say Razorbacks and Cool Arrows have been eliminated, but somebody's got to win the division. So as soon as they get through winning and losing games, giving games away, we'll figure out who won that division, and my guess is that will probably be the only team out of that division to go to the playoffs, whoever wins the division. Now down the West, it's a whole nother story. We got the Bad Mofos, Texas Hold'em, Jumbo Wings, and Lizzie Bees. Like I said earlier, Bad Mofos has got the division lead right now, and I'm pretty sure they've clinched the playoff spot. It's hard to not make it with 11 wins. Texas Hold'em is and Jumbo Wings are 1 game back of Bad Mofos for the division championship. Let me look at something while I got y'all on the phone. Week 1. Jumbo Wings, no, that's not it. Jumbo Wings edged out Lizzie B's in week 1. Bad Mofos lost to Texas Hold'em by smidgen over 1 point. So Hold'em holds the tiebreaker over Bad Mofos. Jumbo Wings against Hold'em. Hold'em beat Jumbo Wings. So Hold'em holds the tiebreaker over everybody but Lizzie B's. So that division there is going to get interesting over the next couple weeks. It'll get a lot less interesting if Lizzie B's loses this week. She'll still have a very good shot at making the playoffs, but it'll be a little bit harder. The way I see it right now, it's pretty much a given that X-Men, Teabaggers, Razorbacks, and Bad Mofos are in for the division. It's not a given. If it ended today, that would be the 4 division winners. What is a given is Texas Hold'em and Jumbo Wings are probably going to make the playoffs, but we won't know for another couple weeks. Lizzie Beast could go on a tear and wipe out that division and win. So we'll know more after this week. But as it stands right now, House of Pain and Lizzie B's are battling for the last playoff spot. We'll see how it shakes out in the end. This week will be interesting on sorting some of that out for us. In the NFL pool picks, last week I believe House of Pain gained 1 game on Texas Hold'em. So Hold'em still got the lead, but it's only by 2 instead of 3 now. Texas Hold'em has the lead. And Cool Arrows is right behind House of Pain by 1, and Smoking Ogies is behind them by 1. So it's still very, very tight. And remember, we do go all the way through week 17 on that. So when our playoffs is over, we have 1 more week to pick games, so don't forget. As we all know, X-Men, old cousin, he's winning he won the Survivor pick. He actually won it back in week 6, but he's still picking them right. He picked Pittsburgh last Monday and barely got that one right, but he got it right nonetheless. So he's still picking them out. He's like the guy who got behind covers deep, caught the ball, and now he's running to the end zone, like showing it to the defensive back that's struggling, trying to run and catch up with him. That's what he's doing right now. So, just playing. But he is. We'll see how far he goes. If I remember right, a couple of years ago, maybe it might have been 2 years ago, I believe Texas Hold'em picked all the way to the end, picked every game right. Or it was close to it. He had a good run that time. On the fantasy picks, where's that at? Fantasy pool picks. Right now, Texas Hold'em is winning that as well. House of Pain behind by 2. Story of my life. Pasadena 49ers behind them by 1. And it's pretty much a 3-team race right now. X-Men at 62 still has a chance, but it's not looking good. With 3 weeks to go. Last week, House of Pain picked 5 out of 8 games right, and Texas Hold'em picked 4. So that's going to come down to the wire as well. What else can I talk about besides my crappy ass roster? Let's look at my roster. I got Tom Brady in a trade. Thank goodness I traded McFadden before he got hurt. Sorry about that, Randall. But I think since I got Tom Brady, I think Fitzpatrick's outscored him every week, or close to it. Been juggling running backs, waiting on Maurice Jones-Drew, hoping if I make the playoffs, he'll come back in time for it. Grabbed Danny Amendola while he was still hurt, hoping he would come in about right now, and he has, to try to help me make a run at it. So that's working out okay. We'll see how Alshon Jeffrey does this weekend for Chicago. I doubt with Jay Cutler out, he does worth a crap. So we'll see about that. Everybody's been battling injuries with concussion concerns and stuff in the NFL now. We're losing quarterbacks left and right. So it's kind of changed the way the game, our fantasy game is played as well as the real NFL game. You know, if a guy gets hurt, shows a slight concussion signs, he may not play for a week or two. So where in the old days he'd get out there and all dizzy and throw it, interceptions and whatever. Anyway, let's look at matchups for this week. Well, not everybody has their lineup in, so it's hard to tell matchups. Starting lineups. Jumbo Wings against Mofos. That's a big game for Jumbo Wings. He's on a tear right now. He's won like 10 in a row. 9 or 10 in a row. So, one thing, either one or the other. Either he's smoking hot and going to just repeat, or he's due for a loss. However you want to look at it. Just saying. Show me your TDs and Enfuego. Todd should run away with that one. We'll see. Enfuego's had a little bit of bad luck this year. Smoking Okies and Teabaggers. Teabaggers better watch it. Okies could sneak up and bite him on that one. He's without some of his players this week, and that could be a loss in the making. Going with Brandon Wheaton this week, so he's been putting up good numbers. He's got good running backs, Morris and Rice. Receivers are hit and miss. They could be big. They might not do nothing. Smoking Okies coming hard with RG3, Trent Richardson, Macklin, Brandon Lloyd. He's got the potential to really. They got it projected at 101 to 105 with Smoking Okies win. Of course, we all know that's BS. I was projected to score over 100 last week and scored like 60. House of Pain and Gamblers. House of Pain should win, but we all know, there again, we all know what's going to happen. X-Men Pasadena 49ers. This is a big game. If X-Men wins, they'll clinch the division. If 49ers win, then it changes everything in that division, especially if House of Pain wins as well. Anthrax and Cool Arrows, the Battle of the Cellar Dwellers. Well, not really Cool Arrows, they're in second place in the Cellar Dwelling division. Razorbacks and Wizards. Wizards had a tough year this year, but they might be able to put it together enough to knock that East Division into a two-way tie. Lazy Bees and Holden. Lazy Bees it's a must-win for them. They have to win this. They won't be out if they lose, but it'll be hard to climb out with two games to go. It'll be hard. They could probably still clinch a playoff spot if they win out from here. But Lazy Bees needs to beat Texas Hold'em for this to turn into a barn burner of a finish in the West Division. That's all I got to say, really. Can't think of much else. Waiver wire, everybody's doing good on waivers. I think I'm leading the pack. I don't see how. I think I got one or two left. I may take them with me this year. I may not even use them. What's the sense in it? Anyway, bad luck to everybody this week. Hang on. Oh yeah. If I lose this week, the video next week might get real interesting. I promise I'm going to do one from here on out throughout the playoffs. I got a few ideas. I got a special guest for real. I know I said it in the past, but we're going to have a pretty good special guest appearance for hopefully next week's show. It ought to be pretty funny. So anyway, I'm already working on a little draft dialogue for us to use, and hopefully it'll be entertaining for everybody. Anyway, y'all have a good week. Hope everybody Everybody loses but me. Peace out.